Ellie from NuCoat. Jody, why don't you introduce yourself, and then Ellie, you introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Jody Schwenneman, and I am the CEO and founder of NuCoat, and we are a specialty paper and films manufacturer here in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh, and Ellie.
Hi, I am Ellie Melander, and with the company, I've done some really cool things such as this right here.
Well, welcome to the show. I met you guys in Orlando at the Sign Expo. And at first, we were walking through there and we were looking at the printers that Cobraflex had because we wanted some B-roll and whatnot. And then I got talking to those guys, and I'm like, "Hey, I've got to come back and talk to this person. She is extremely interesting." So that's why we came back and we did some more stuff with you. Matter of fact, this will be part one of a two-part podcast. The next part of the podcast will have some different things that we did while we were there at the Sign Expo. So first of all, tell me, let's let the watchers and the listeners know what exactly NuCoat is and how you got started, because it's a very, very interesting story.
Absolutely. So I was the original inventor of digital transfer papers. So I was selling to Hewlett Packard when they launched their first desktop inkjet printer, and selling them specialty papers for those printers. And as that, printer sat on my desk and I saw all the amazing things it could do, what if we could make it that the bowling team could customize their own shirt? And so that's what NuCoat did first is, we've also have specialty formulations ready to apply to paper. We've sold several other things, but that was kind of where we started with this specialty paper side. So we then created the first sheet of digital transfer paper. We all know where that went from there. It went wide format and became a lot more than how the bowling team was customizing shirts. So that's where it started.
Yeah, that's an amazing thing. And then the thing that I found very interesting is you sat on it for a long time, and you just kind of kept it to yourself in a way, waiting for the right people to come along with the right printer. Tell us a little bit about that.
A little different. So yes, so when I first created digital transfer papers in the 90s, we were out there right away. We put patents on it, started manufacturing it. I think we were the only company manufacturing it for years before a couple other players came into the market. And we have definitely enjoyed in the dark to sparkle to we actually sell our own brand. Well, we sell to several other brands, but we sell our own brand, which is New Fun Activities, which you can find as well. But we've been selling that product since the 90s and immediately launched. But when we saw that the market was going to have a need, right? Everyone's the print and cut, right? These wide format eco-solvent printers that you have to print it, you have to cut it out. How could this be easier? And we conceptualized the entire DTF direct to film concept in our labs. However, we didn't manufacture machines. So the challenge was, how are we going to do this? We actually started even, fabricating what that machine would do and creating the films, and thought, okay, how do we get there? So then we saw that machines were starting to be launched, and we saw that a lot of somewhat dangerous equipment was being launched. The powder was flying everywhere. This, adhesive, moisture activated adhesive flying in the air, definitely a negative for people with lungs. And so we thought, okay, we don't want to be a part of any of that. That's not the right way to do it. So we waited for the right manufacturer. Cobraflex started launching some equipment. They really addressed a lot of the safety concerns, and we're building equipment light years beyond others. And so
Mhm.
we partnered with them and we distribute their equipment.
Right. It's how it relates to the sign industry is I'm old school. I've been in the sign industry for a very long time. Back when we had spray booths with no exhaust. And so the the painter would be in the spray booth sucking up all of the vapors and everything else. So
Right.
the fact that you guys thought about that and we're waiting for that to happen, that shows a lot of um, I guess you'd call it concern for the people that are actually running the machinery. Now, the thing that I found interesting is we had a conversation to where you talked about the inks and the different products that are being used overseas and brought to the United States with all these crazy chemicals and everything in them. Tell us a little bit about that. I don't think a lot of people realize that.
Absolutely. So ethylene glycol is, a real concern, right? This is not a material that you want. A lot of people in the industry understand that and want to avoid that. And all of these inks that have just been being shoved into the country in the direct-to-film market are full of toxic chemicals, ethylene glycol included. And there's even, Childhood Safety Act even outlines there's several states that don't even allow, I think it's age 12 and under, you're not allowed to put ethylene glycol on complied with that and are pushing against that. So I do think a lot of safety things will come up, because think about a retailer, right?
Mhm.
They're just buying the shirts. They don't specify, oh, we want this shirt made with eco solvent. We want this shirt made with screen. I mean, sometimes they're definitely saying what feel that they expect from the shirt and the print, but definitely not always exactly how it's made. So even in a situation where the manufacturer can say this is Oikotex certified, even Oikotex certified doesn't necessarily mean that it is in compliant with the Childhood Safety Act.
Well, that's something to think about. I mean, you're wearing a shirt, you're out there sweating like crazy, and all of a sudden you got this stuff, sticking to you.
Right.
When you had mentioned that to me, I was like, oh wow, I'd never realized that before. So that basically covers the safety concerns. Now, DTF printing. A lot of people might not know what DTF is. So can you explain what DTF is for them?
Absolutely. And I wish I had a sample to hold up. Maybe Ellie can even grab one.
Thank you.
Run,
Uh,
Ellie, run!
and but it's direct to film.
Mhm.
So before, I'll just take the eco solvent side of it. Right? So basically you're putting down exactly onto the film with your printer exactly what you want put onto your shirt, no less, no more.
Mhm.
So it's really in eco-solvent printing, it's what the masking tape has on it after you lift it up. So that's where the thought came from, right? Like you put the masking tape down, you peel that off of the vinyl that you've just printed. What you want is what you want to go onto the shirt.
Mhm.
And everyone thought, well, how do you just get this, right? So this piece of it here. So as you'll see right here,
Oh yeah.
and this is exactly what's printed onto the film, nothing to cut out. It's only what you want to go down onto the shirt.
That's what I wanted to find out, because where I can see this being used is like for interior sign manufacturing. When you've got to go ahead and you've got, say, a big sheet and you want to go ahead and lay out a bunch of interior signs that's got a different background to them, you can put this stuff down instead of screen printing, is what I'm thinking. And that's kind of what I want. That's kind of the reason why I wanted to find out all this stuff from you guys, is because of it's printing, and you normally you're on fabric and materials and shirts and whatnot. But this is also a good avenue for interior sign manufacturers to have a very unique background on their substrates.
Quick, because we have 63-inch wide machines, which I think is really going to play well into the sign industry as well, because obviously 13-inch and 24-inch, will only hit a small percentage of the sign industry, but to go 63 inches wide with unlimited length, you can really hit a lot of signage, especially soft signage.
Absolutely.
So, and with us, you can peel our product hot or cold. So even if you had a smaller press, you can just press along the way and then peel it, all the way across too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's something that should be looked into a little bit further with the sign industry. In fact, we're going to take a little bit of a break to talk to our sponsors, and we will be right back.
The Van Ladder Bucket Truck simplifies your sign installation and service work. A winner of the ISA's Innovation Award, Chariot Bucket has a rotating fork system with an assortment of super useful accessories, giving you an extra set of hands at the job site. And with 6 different outside compartments and a huge project area inside, the Workport box is a traveling warehouse. No more running for parts. Finally, all-electric Van Ladder operates without the vehicle running, giving you a quiet day's work without stinky fumes. You can check it out at www.vanladder.com.
And we're back with the Sign Industry Podcast. That was a nice little break that we had there with our sponsors. I'm sorry there's a few glitches in here. The internet connection's not too great, but we're getting most of it, so we should be okay. So getting back to where we were before, I want to kind of get into how do you see partnerships with NuCoat shaping in the future with apparel companies and also the sign industry?
Absolutely. So as we are working with more and more customers, we're starting to understand exactly what we can bring and what the benefits are as our customers share with us what has been super beneficial when working with us. So one of the things is film printer that prints at 2,500 square feet per hour.
Wow.
So really high speed equipment. And as we look at that and the costs, we're seeing that, and again, keep in mind, this is really safe equipment with the powders contained and the inks being all non-toxic, non-hazardous. So we're seeing that it's actually a lower cost than screen printing.
Wow. That's huge. That's really big.
Never thought we would see that,
Mm-hmm.
where we could actually move to a digital transfer from screen printing. But as we look at the math with all of these numbers and our customers are sharing back with us, they're actually shutting down their screen printing equipment, which is, messier and it has its own complications. We all know,
Oh, yeah.
managing the screens, storing the screens, everything else. So I think we can be a really great partner in, cleaning up what is a more difficult and, takes a lot of space. In addition, because our equipment uses such a small footprint, provide a space savings method as well. So saving them space, saving them money, and then also can you get all those colors that you can get with screen printing? And we also are able to use our color expanders where we add an orange and a green to our CMYK, get a wide range of colors. We're hitting 10,000 PMS colors. We are doing profiling for our customers. Has a lot of really great aspects for some of these customers.
Yeah, I can see, I like to put a lot of fades in the different things that I do. When I'm doing an interior sign project, designing one, I like to do a lot of fades and whatnot. Can't do that with a screen print. At least not, you got the dot matrix and it shows up. I like the idea that it takes up a lot less real estate though, which gives you more room for either more equipment or more room for getting around the equipment, which is actually safer. So, um,
Absolutely. And
go ahead.
in addition to us printing really fast, that could create more of a bottleneck on the pressing then when you're printing so quickly.
Yeah.
But then our press times are only 3 seconds on polyester with a hot peel or 5 seconds on cotton, which is, I think, at the fastest transfer time in the market.
Mm-hmm.
It really allows for our customers to be really efficient getting their order.
So you've got we've covered the cost, speed, and efficiency, the safety aspect of it, taking up less real estate, which to me is huge. How about partnering with NuCoat? How would somebody go about doing that?
Absolutely. So reaching out to us, either right through our website or call our main number. Our website is NuCoatinc.com is our website, or just call our main number and they will put you directly in communication with a sales rep. So 763-278-0000 is our phone number.
Mm-hmm.
And reach out and we'll help line you up with the right equipment, get it installed, and we go all the way in, set up the machine, train on the operators on how to use it. It's not just shipped into you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You actually learn how to operate it before the technician leaves.
Yeah, that's I got a large format Canon, and wow. It was heavy for one, and two, the learning process of putting it all together really got to me and figuring it out. I wish I would have had somebody to talk to other than on the phone, that's for sure. So, is there anything else that you'd like to add? Um, like I said before, the reason I wanted to bring you guys on is because personally, I see where this could be an avenue to get into interior signage uh, with your print process. I guess what you guys do is very unique, and I found it fascinating myself. Um, and I'm constantly looking for new ways of design work in the stuff that I design, and new materials and new ways to make the materials mix together and work. And when I seen this, I thought, okay, yeah, this is something we have to sit down and talk about this for a little bit. Is there anything else that you'd like to add before we leave?
Well, definitely, if anyone is at any of these upcoming shows, and they're posted on our website where you'll find us next. But if anyone on what is a better piece of equipment, we would love that conversation. As we talked about, they're the fastest print times, they're safe, lowest, or smallest footprint, wash durability is 70 washes, super durable, great feel. I don't know of any better equipment out there in direct-to-film. And as you say, we also are a supplier of dye sublimation papers.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've been in that market for 20, the first paper with tack ever. So we're already in that market. We've watched dye sub go to soft signage. And there are definitely some great ways to use this product in the sign industry as well. And we'd love to discuss that with customers.
Yeah, I think the sign industry people that are watching right now should probably get a hold of you, because I can see where this could be very useful. And the fact that it doesn't take up that much room in a warehouse or a fabrication floor, that's huge, especially for like the smaller sign companies that are looking to get into something a little more than what they're doing right now. Well, I'd like to thank you both for stopping by and talking with me today. Once again, why don't you guys give your names and we'll do your website one more time just to make sure everybody's got it.
Absolutely. So I'm Jody Schweneman, and I'm the CEO of NuCoat.
And I am Ellie Melander, and I am our marketing manager. Social account, the handles are the same, being NuCoat Inc. and NuCoatinc. We always have exciting things going on, and whether that be new technology, equipment, or even some fun ideas on how to use our tech.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me once again. This is Eric with the Sign Industry Podcast, talking to the people with NuCoat and some really cool things that I think you could really integrate into your sign shops and future ideas of doing some design. Nice talking to you guys. We'll talk to you again soon, and hopefully I'll see you guys at the Sign Expo coming up in 2025.
All right. Great to see you, Eric. Take
All right,
care.
we'll
Thank
see
you,
ya.
Eric.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.